أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا اللهم على من عادانا اللهم ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا يا رب العالمين أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة العالمين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the most compassionate the most merciful all praise and thanks are due to him and peace and blessings be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam he who's guided by the will of Allah no one can misguide him and he who's misguided no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we do bear witness that there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
The concept of Tasleem, submission between past and modern times. This is the title of our khutbah today. The concept of Tasleem, which is Islam. Now, one of the main roles that I'm doing my best to keep repeating and doing is fixing possible misconceptions. Because if we do not understand, we will make mistakes. If we understand, the mistake should not be there. The only thing is just to apply. Now, many people might think for many reasons when we use, or let me do it in another way. Did it come to the mind of some of us why Islam was called Islam and not Iman, for example? Why it is Islam? Why the name of our religion is Islam and not Iman, even though the core of Islam is Iman? And Islam without Iman, without faith, has nothing at all. Yet, even though the core is Iman, but the name of our religion is Islam. When we translate Islam from Arabic to English, the most common translation, submission. It's an act. So the core point of Islam, basically, after Iman, is the action. If the action is not there, as if nothing does exist. Now, this is, let's say, the first part of the introduction. Now, the second part. According to my humble experience with sitting of hundreds of thousands of Muslims, if not millions, through the social media and through traveling in tens and hundreds of cities and tens of countries, I can assure you from my experience that a good percentage of Muslims, when we talk about non-believers or kuffar, many Muslims, they think we are talking about non-believers. Those who don't believe. Actually, it's a big misconception. If you mean by they don't believe, simply they don't believe. Actually, they believe. Yet they are kuffar. They believe linguistically. They believe in terms of the knowledge, in terms of the awareness, in terms of realizing and admitting all of them they are believers. Yet we call them non-believers, practically. The reason they refuse to submit. Let's fix this possible misconception. I will give you the evidences, the dalil now. I will quote few, maybe 5 or 7 or 10, evidences out of hundreds in the Quran. Because you need it for your kids. You need it for the youth when they ask you, Baba, Daddy, is it possible that this nice guy might not go to Jannah? Yes, but he's nice. Okay, nice in terms of what, to whom? Let me pause all of my religious attitude now. Let's go to our secular world. Let's imagine the following nice American and nice Canadian citizen. This American loves America. He's very nice to Americans, but he refuses to pay tax. Another nice Canadian, he loves Canada. He's so nice to all Canadians, but he refuses to pay tax. What is the attitude practically from him? Is he a good citizen or an evil, bad citizen who deserves by law and by the general public opinion to be in prison, and he is bad? But he's nice. Who cares? But he's nice. Who cares? If you don't pay the tax, you are not nice. But wallahi, I'm nice. No, you are not nice. If you mean by nice because you are cheerful, it's for your own benefit. The one that you are dealing with. The criterion that, as secular people, we depend. I'm not discussing religion now. I'm giving you a simple example. I'm discussing non-religious attitude now. No one accepts your kindness or your smile or whatever kindness if you do not abide yourself with the law, practically. Simple example is the tax. If you don't pay tax, you are not a good citizen. You are a bad, you are evil. Even though we are not discussing religion. It's just to click in your mind, not to be misled when they say, is it possible for a person to be nice, but he might not go to Jannah? Yes. Is it possible for a nice American and Canadian to go to prison? Yes, he does not pay tax. Is it complicated? So simple, so direct. But wallahi, he's nice to his neighbors. Does he pay tax? Don't discuss these silly things. He's very nice to everyone in the street. Does he pay tax? Yes or no? If no, he's a bad citizen. By law, and if you are part of those who enforce the law, if you do not, as a police person or as a judge, apply and enforce the law, you yourself will be a sinful person. You will go to jail. Am I exaggerating or making any kind of illusions, or this is the reality? This is by very simple reality. I'm not speaking with a complicated reality. Very simple. Schoolboy can understand it and can argue with it about it. Yes, if we do not pay tax, because not paying tax, it's a real indication that he does not respect the country. That's true. That's true. I don't care with your smile if you do not respect practically. But let's come to our religious way of thought. Why it's the case when you say, please, but he's nice to you, but he is rude with God. Are you with me? We need to fix the misconception. But Sada, is it possible nice people? Nice to who? Nice in terms of what? Good according to who? According to Allah. If you want to be good, in the deen and Allah Islam, submit yourself. Allah did not say in the deen and Allah Iman. I'm quoting. We need to fix these. Because for many reasons, regardless what are these reasons, many Muslims, they are under the notion of, as long as you have a nice feelings toward Allah, as long as we are believers, alhamdulillah, everything is okay. No, everything is not okay. As long as nothing prevents you from submitting yourself, if you do not submit, you are a rejecter. You are denying God's right upon you. We need to understand this, or otherwise, really, we are misleading ourselves and our kids. But let's come just very quickly to the following evidences about what I'm saying. I repeated them many times, but still, we need them. We need them, or otherwise, you might end up, you or your kids, the youth or the kids, next third generation, for them, everything is okay. And we will find a generation who will say, Ya Sheikh, al-Iman fil qalb. I know that al-Iman fil qalb. Who told you that I'm saying al-Iman bil dhira'? I know al-Iman fil qalb, I know. But are you terminologically, in Islamic terminology, a believer just by heart? No, by submission. It's not me who called our religion Islam, it's Allah. هو سماكم المسلمين, not المؤمنين. Because Iman by default, it's a by default. The fact that you are born in this country, by default you have a citizenship. By default your paper is legal. But this does not entitle you to be good citizen and not going to jail if you do not abide by the law. Tax, behavior, driving, license, banking. You have credits. Imagine, let's go to your credits. You want to rent a house. Wallahi, I admit, you are the best and nicest person on earth. When they come to you, mashallah, your smile is very nice. Khalas, fadl on my house. No. Your credits. Bad credits, no rent. But I'm very cheerful. Wallahi, I love Canada. I don't care. Your credit has a problem. If you do not pay, you are not acceptable. But I don't care as a landlord. Am I exaggerating? But this is the reality. And by the way, I can keep counting examples like this up to the Fajr. Practically, not discussing religion. So let's be fair with ourselves when we try to understand our religion. Why we apply all of these concepts purely, full acceptance in every aspect of our life. When it comes to the religion of Allah, we became the top secular people in dealing with Allah, subhanAllah. Ya Sheikh, you see someone who's doing bad things. Allahu a'lam ma fil qulub, ya Sheikh. Allah knows what is in heart. Don't judge him. Please, don't be judgmental. SubhanAllah. Like, rent him your house, don't be judgmental. Why do you look to his credit? Yallah, give him your house. Do you think I'm crazy, Sheikh? But why you feel anger from me when I say if someone is committing blasphemy, saying kufr, he might be out of religion. Don't judge him. Allah knows what is right. Give him your house. Allah knows what's his right. You don't know why he was not paying his credit. Khalas, give him the rent. No. The credit is an indication that he's not a practical, he does not commit. This is what we do, very quickly. وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Even when we use the terminology of kuffar, and we say disbelievers or non-believers, many Muslims, when we read the Quran, we think kuffar, they reject God's existence. No. Kuffar, they don't admit that Allah is the creator. No, they do admit. Wallahi, they know and they admit. Yet, we call them kuffar because they refuse to submit. We need to understand this. We need to understand this. Look to the verses. وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهِ قُلِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ بَلْ أَكْثَرُهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ in Luqman. And if you ask them who created the heavens and the earth, they will definitely say Allah. Say praise to Allah. طيب. ولئن سألتهم من خلق السماوات والأرض وسخر الشمس والقمر ليقولن الله فأنى يؤفكون. If you ask them, O Prophet, who created the heavens and the earth and subjected the sun and the moon for the benefit, for your benefit, they will certainly say Allah. They admit, they know. It's not a problem of knowledge, and it's not a problem of admission. We admit Allah is the creator. This creator asks you to do XYZ. No, I will not. I will follow my tribe. I will follow my boss. I will follow my party. I will follow my government. I will follow my watan. I will follow whatever. Okay? By this became associators, non-believers. This is the terminology of non-believer. It's not the one who does not believe. None, when you say non-believer in our terminology, a non-believer in God's right to be obeyed alone. That does not mean non-believer in God's existence or that God is the creator. They know and they believe, but yet they are non-believers. طيب وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ نَزَّلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. We're not discussing just about his existence, not about the cosmos and the universe. No. The direct benefit of rizq. وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ من نزل من السماء ماء فأحيا به الأرض من بعد موتها ليقولن الله قل الحمد لله. If you ask them who sends down rain from the sky, giving life to the earth after its death, they will surely say Allah. It's not my words, by the way, it's the Quran. Allah is telling us. If you believe in Allah, Allah is telling you. Allah, because some people they say, do you have a study by Harvard to prove that the people they know? You know these cool Muslims? We have these sometimes the very cool, nice Muslims. They want everything by a study in Harvard. If you believe in Harvard, let Harvard save you in the day of judgment from the hellfire. روح into Harvard. I'm telling you, Allah says. If you don't believe what Allah says, this is not my problem. It's your problem with Allah. Now. طيب, look at another example. فإذا ركبوا في الفلك. We are talking about مشركين now. We are talking about non-believers. فإذا ركبوا في الفلك دعوا الله مخلصين له الدين فلما نجاهم إلى البر إذا هم يشركون. If they happen to be aboard a ship caught in a storm. They are in a ship now. Storm. أمواج, waves. Now, okay, so dangerous. يلا, switch off بسرعة. يا الله, يا الله, يا الله. So you know, yes, I know. طبعا شيخ, I know. Who told you that I know? Of course I know. Because I'm worshipping my desire. أفرأيت من اتبع إلهه واتخذ إلهه هواه. My God is my desire. I decide. That's why I'm a rejecter, i.e. kafir. For God's right upon me to be number one, not my desire or my family or my country or my party or my government. Now, if they happen to be aboard the ship, caught in a storm, they cry out to Allah alone. Look, alone, to Allah alone. Allah was not alone with them. They used to put Allah with a package. They pick and choose when they want. But when they are caught in a storm, witnessing possible death, immediately now when they will cry to Allah, which means they know. They know. To Allah alone in sincere devotion. دعوا الله مخلصين. In a very sincere devotion. But soon as He delivers them safely to shore, they associate others with Him once again. طيب. ولئن سألتهم من خلق السماوات والأرض ليقولن الله قل أفرأيتم ما تدعون من دون الله إن أرادني الله بضر هل هن كاشفات ضره أو أرادني برحمة هل هن ممسكات رحمته قل حسبي الله عليه يتوكل المتوكلون. If you ask them, O Prophet, who created the heavens and earth, they will certainly say Allah. Ask them. Consider then whatever idols you invoke besides Allah. If it was Allah's will to harm me, could they undo that harm? Or if He, subhanahu wa ta'ala, willed some mercy for me, could they withhold His mercy? Say, Allah is sufficient for me. Hasbi Allah. Allah is sufficient for me. In Him alone the faithful put their trust. وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ لَيَقُولُنَّ خَلَقَهُنَّ الْعَزِيزُ الْعَلِيمُ. If you ask them, O Prophet, who created the heavens and the earth, they will certainly say, the Almighty, All-Knowing did. وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ in Surah Al-Zukhruf chapter, وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَهُمْ وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَهُمْ لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهُ فَأَنَّا يُؤْفَكُونَ. If you ask them, O Prophet, who created them, they will certainly say Allah. How can they then be deluded from the truth? وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَشْتَرِي. Now, to give this kind of possible conclusion of why they do these things. Simply they reject it. By the way, my problem is not the why. The why is their answer. My job is to prove to you that they know, they admit, but simply they don't care. That's why they will be punished. Now the why is their problem, not my problem. Because you will, some people, especially the cool Muslims, they will keep saying, yeah, I mean, Allah knows in their best. I know Allah. We just what appeals to us. And let them know. And I have to know, because I need to fix misconception for our kids. Not to think, as long as you are nice, everything is okay. Nice according to whom? That's why it's very dangerous. Why you don't pray? I'm not convinced. You're not convinced in what? Why you don't wear the hijab, sister? I'm not convinced. Do you believe in Allah? طبعا شيخ. بدك تزود علينا هسه? Of course I believe in Allah. طيب. The Allah that you believe in is commanding you to wear the hijab. I'm not convinced. What is the difference between a sister? She says, I believe in Allah, but I'm not convinced in the hijab. Copy. Brother, do you believe in Allah? Yes. Do you believe in Muhammad? Yes. Are you a Muslim? طبعا شيخ. Okay. Do you pray? No. Why? I'm not convinced. What's the difference between another Muslim? Are you a Muslim? Yes. Do you believe in Allah? Yes. Do you commit zina? Yes. Why? It's haram. I'm not convinced. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. What's the meaning of this iman? You know, we are brainwashed under the so-called human way of thinking. We apply all kinds of restrictions in our financial life, law, restriction, civil life. When it comes to religion, everything is completely damaged. At least deal with religion exactly as we deal with our civil life. Wallahi, if we dealt with Islam like we deal with the traffic law, we will be safe. Wallahi. How many of us, if you want to do a mistake while driving, the first thing comes to you, the speed limit, the CCTV cameras, the possibility of the undercover police behind you or next to you. You make, at least you think about them, you consider them. If you want to do something, okay, then you take an action, which means you believe in their power. And you know that they have the right to enforce. And by default, you know you are making a mistake. Now, here comes. Can I escape from the law? Yes. Can I escape from Allah? If you said yes, you have committed another type of kufr. It's impossible to escape from Allah. So, I'm addressing myself, my respected brothers, let's know our places. Allah created us to be servants and slaves just for Him. Being slaves, i.e. Muslims, mean to submit practically after you have faith in your heart. Not just to have nice, wishful, good, nice feelings about Allah. No, to obey Allah. وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَمْرًا أَن يَكُونَ لَهُمَا الْخِيَرَةُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِمْ. If a true believer, male or female, when Allah declares, when Allah ordains, when Allah gives the commandments, the only choice they have, if they are true believers, is to submit. If they try to pick and choose, put a question mark on their submission, i.e. كفر عن إيمان. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فلا فوز مستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. Respected brothers and sisters, those who attend the Jum'ah, you know, in Oakville alone, Muslims are 10,000. In Oakville, I'm not discussing GTA or Mississauga. There are hundreds of thousands. Just Oakville, around this masjid, we have 10,000. The percentage of them who pray with us could be less than 10%. In this masjid, the total of the 4 Jum'ahs, or the 5, could be between 2,500 up to 3,000. Many of them, they are passing by, going to Hamilton, coming from the north, going something, not most of them. So about 90% of people around us, they don't come to this masjid, even though it's just one out of 2 masjids that I know. That's why I'm saying that. Maybe some of them, they have just a member of the family here. Our duty is to study and to understand, to dedicate our time to read. Our duty finishes after we speak. Your duty starts when you know. To apply, then to let others know. Your duty does not finish by listening. Because Prophet Muhammad said, رحم الله امرأ سمع منا مقالة فبلغها كما سمعها فرب مبلغ أوعى من سامع. Sometimes, forget who's talking now. Forget whether he's a doctor or he's a alim or just a preacher, forget. A piece of knowledge that contains khayr reached you. Your basic duty to keep talking. Actually, according to the general meaning, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا, Allah says to all of us to protect ourselves and our families, our kids, our wives from the hellfire, which its fuel is stones and human being. One of the basic parts to convey the knowledge, because without knowledge they will not worship. Without knowledge they don't know what is what and who is who. So please, respected brothers and sisters, whatever you hear, if it's clear to you and you have no problem with it, please go and educate others. On top of them, your family. If you don't do it, you are falling in a great shortage that could lead you a great sin. You must. Because Islam is based on understanding the truth through ilm. Or otherwise, you tell me why Allah decided in the last revelation of His communication, His connection to humanity by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first word was Iqra. It was not Usjud. It was not U'bud. It was Iqra, knowledge. So this is the base. So please, when you understand something, put it in the procedure. If this is applicable in you, do the best in what you can and go give it to others. In any level, by this, all of us will share the ajr and the real change will happen. اللهم ارحمنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك يا كريم. اللهم ارحمنا وارحم بنا واهدنا واهد بنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا عبيدك أبناء عبيدك أبناء إمائك نواصينا بيدك ماض فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك. نسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك وأنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا يا رب العالمين. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء